वेलकम टू हमारा अंदाज। आज हम हाईक्रॉफ्ट मैनर से आपके लिए ये प्रोग्राम लेकर आए हैं। यहाँ पर हम क्यों हैं उसके बारे में हम आपको कुछ ही देर में बताएंगे, पर सबसे पहले ये संदेश। छोटी बड़ी पार्टी, गैदरिंग्स और कॉन्फ्रेंसेस के लिए सरी की सेंट्रल लोकेशन में 40 से लेकर 1000 लोगों की कैपेसिटी वाला शानदार हॉल है बॉलीवुड बैंक्वेट हॉल। प्राइवेट केटरिंग और अपनी अगली इवेंट के लिए इन्हें फोन करें 604-598-2700 पर। Your favorite Indian snack food, samosas, are now more readily available than ever before. Nana's Kitchen and Hot Sauces are the only HACCP-approved plant in BC, where samosas are handmade and of gourmet quality. For authentic Indian sauces and delightful food options, ask for Nana's at your local grocery store. Custom-made lighting fixtures and chandeliers for your home, banquet halls, gurdwaras and businesses are available at the one and only King of Lights. Call Billa at 604-961-6474 for your one-of-a-kind lighting designs. आप अगर स्ट्रेस में हैं और काउंसलिंग की तलाश में हैं तो द हीलिंग सोर्स को फ़ोन करें। प्री मैरिटल और रिलेशनशिप काउंसलिंग, पेरेंट टीन कॉन्फ्लिक्ट मीडिएशन, ड्रग और अल्कोहल काउंसलिंग, एंगर मैनेजमेंट स्ट्रैटेजीज और कल्चरल कंसल्टेशन के लिए आज ही फ़ोन करें 778-578-7296 पर। अमेरिका से चीप फ्लाइट्स के साथ साथ अब आप यूज़ कर सकते हैं सस्ती पार्किंग। एयरपोर्ट पार्किंग प्राइसेस से 70% ऑफ और उसके ऊपर $3 का डिस्काउंट लें CAD14 इस्तेमाल करके। अमेरिका के किसी भी एयरपोर्ट में पार्किंग के लिए आज ही जाएं globalairportparking.com पर। मेहंदी के लेटेस्ट डिजाइन्स और कई सालों का तजुर्बा लेकर मेहंदी डिजाइन्स बाय इति एक जाना माना नाम है। हर मौके पर और एक्सक्लूसिव ब्राइडल मेहंदी के लिए कांटेक्ट करें मेहंदी डिजाइन्स बाय इति को 604-831-7728 पर। वैंकूवर एक बहुत ही खूबसूरत शहर है जहाँ पर कई खूबसूरत बिल्डिंग्स हैं, हेरिटेज बिल्डिंग्स हैं। हाईक्रॉफ्ट मैनर इज़ वन ऑफ देम। इसकी हिस्ट्री बहुत रिच है। हिस्ट्री, कल्चर और स्पिरिचुअलिटी, आई थिंक दे आर ऑल कनेक्टेड। हम जब ओपन स्पेसेस में आते हैं, ख़ासकर इस तरह के गार्डन्स में आते हैं, तो हमें एहसास होता है कि वो जो हम मटेरियल वर्ल्ड में हमेशा फंसे रहते हैं उससे बाहर किस तरह निकला जा सकता है। एंड समटाइम्स इट्स जस्ट अबाउट बीइंग इन नेचर। तो हमारा सेगमेंट आ रहा है अब आपके लिए स्पिरिचुअलिटी पर। आइए देखते हैं। And now getting to the second part, which is what I was really fascinated about even the first time when I spoke with you. I just thought, I have to see Dr. Leslie because I need a past life reading. That's something that, we're all interested in. We always are curious about, the present life, where am I going? But the past life just gives you goosebumps, who was I? I kind of wondered if I was Cleopatra or, some great person. I think that's the first place where we go. So I have to share with the viewers that I had a reading done and it was just absolutely fascinating. And tell us, Dr. Leslie, what is it like for you if you were to tell somebody about what is the process, where do you take people or where do you go, what happens?
Yeah, so a past life reading is where somebody like me who's an experienced clairvoyant is able to give you information about your past lives. And the way that I do it is I enter a different state of consciousness, called a trance actually.
Right.
But as you experienced by having the reading from me, I didn't appear strange or like you might have. I
no,
just was exactly like I am now.
Yes.
But it's actually a slightly different state of consciousness that allows me to really activate and tune into my subtle senses, my clairvoyance, my clairaudience, my claircognizance, my, you name it. And basically, for me, what I do is I'm able to actually see your past lives. It's like I'm watching a television program.
Wow.
A multi-sensory television program. So I can see who you were, what you looked like, and what you were doing, and who you were with. And I can also sense what was going on for you. on a psychological level as well, what the main things that were going on in your life and what you were learning from those things that were going on in your life.
Right. And you're able to go as far back as possible as time?
I am, and you know, I find that most of the clients I see are actually quite old souls. And so as we know with you, we went back to the very beginning of souls incarnating on earth is where you started out.
How long is a typical session?
So a typical session could be anywhere from half an hour to an hour. And you know, half an hour is actually long enough for me to go into 3 past lives.
Right. And then if people have questions, they can ask those questions of you. And then you do a recording that you give to your clients?
That's right. So you get a recording so that you can listen to the reading again.
Right.
And we probably should mention that, of course, the focus of these readings is not necessarily just for entertainment. It's actually, you know, what will come up on the whole in a past life reading for somebody is an experience that they had in a past life that's completely relevant to their current life and helps them understand their current life and their current life challenges from a different and broader perspective. The other thing that will often happen is somebody who's making a decision, maybe about their career or something like that, and we'll get past lives that come up that bring forward skills and abilities that they've already developed on a soul level, that help them have the confidence to move forward in this life, because they can see that they already have done what they're hoping to do.
Well, that's what I found interesting when you told me about focus, because that's something that somebody else had told me a few years ago, where they I think it was a tarot card and they said that's something that was coming up, and I know that I do like that, because I go all over the place and there's a lot of things I want to do, so that those things were absolutely helpful and kind of resonated with me, that I've heard that before, I've been told that before. Yes, and now you also do other things. You were telling me about something around psychic readings, is it? Or what exactly do you do?
So I was telling you about another reading that I do, and it's called a Psychic Ability Blueprint. And the idea behind this reading is everybody has a soul purpose. Everybody has a reason for being here this lifetime. And in order to help them fulfill that purpose, they have, I call it their Psychic Ability Blueprint. It's kind of like a tool belt of psychic abilities, because on a soul level you have all of these amazing gifts, but it doesn't make sense to necessarily bring all of them in any one lifetime. And I'll give you an example. There are not many people today with telekinesis, which is the power to move objects with their hands. There have been times on the planet where that was more common, but it isn't today. So most people don't bring that tool in their toolbox. It's not necessary. But there are other ones that are, such as clairvoyance, your ability to see the truth as spirit, or clairsentience, your ability to tune into the emotional levels within your own body and of other people. Those are quite common ones. And so what this reading is it's like a chart, almost like your astrological chart, except what we're looking at is your profile, your unique profile of psychic abilities. When you were born, what did you put in your toolkit and why? How were you intending to use those gifts to support you in achieving your life purpose? And then we fast forward to today and we do the exact same profile but in present time. And then we look at the difference between the two. And what I find with most people is, just as we were talking about here and the purpose for writing this book, is that most people have turned down their intuitive abilities and have forgotten about them. And so we're able to see by comparing these two readings, which ones did you turn down? How much did you turn them down? And then we can explore why.
Right.
You know, what happened to you in your childhood or whenever it was that caused you to say it's not safe for me to do that, or I have to do my schoolwork and focus on my intellect, or whatever it was.
Yeah.
And then that's the first step then to helping somebody to reclaim and reactivate these intuitive abilities.
Right. And what are some of the typical things that you suggest? How can people reclaim those psychic abilities?
So two things. One, many of the techniques that will help you to do that are actually in this book.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So centering, you will have got that far.
Yes.
That is helps you to activate your clairvoyance, because you're sitting in the center of your head and in the center of an energy center that's responsible for that psychic gift. So just by focusing your presence there, you start to activate it. And so by reading this book, it will give anyone a foundation in many of the elements to doing that. But the other work that I do is mentoring people and working with them once we've got their profile, to say, okay, now what can we do to help you in your particular circumstances, to clear out what's blocking you, and to teach you how now to start to use this gift again.
Yeah, awesome. So I have a lot of questions, but our time is fairly limited now. If people wanted to get in touch with you, how can they do that?
So you can go to themidastree.com if you're interested in the book, and you can go to drlesleyphillips.com, and I'll spell that DRLESLEYPHILLIPS for all of the other stuff. And actually, if you want to subscribe to my website, there are lots of freebies. So there are some free card readings if you become a subscriber, and you get a free 10-minute consultation to find out what your main psychic ability is.
Nice.
So if you've ever wondered, or you've ever thought, well, I think that, I might be clairaudient, or, you've had interesting experiences that make you wonder about yourself, then take me up on that offer and have a free 10-minute consultation.
Absolutely. Well, thank you very much, Dr. Leslie. This was very enlightening and very fascinating. So I will be seeing more of you fairly soon, because I want to learn more about the psychic abilities, and oh goodness, the past life readings are just absolutely fascinating. So thank you very much for chatting with us.
Oh, my pleasure. Thank you so much, Sonia.
डॉक्टर लेस्ली फिलिप्स एक साइकिक क्लेयरवॉयंट हैं और लेखिका भी। ये आपके पिछले जन्म के बारे में आपको बताती हैं, और इनका कहना है कि ज़्यादातर लोग पुरानी आत्माएं हैं जिन्होंने इस धरती पर कई बार जन्म लिया है। पास्ट लाइफ रीडिंग्स के साथ साथ डॉक्टर लेस्ली साइकिक एबिलिटी ब्लूप्रिंट की रीडिंग भी करती हैं, जिससे ये बताती हैं कि आप किन साइकिक शक्तियों के साथ पैदा हुए थे और अब आप उन्हें इस्तेमाल कर रहे हैं या नहीं, और किन ताकतों का उपयोग करके आपको अपनी ज़िंदगी में सफलता मिलेगी। इनकी किताब पढ़कर भी आपको अपनी साइकिक काबिलियत को बढ़ाने के उपाय मिल सकते हैं, और किताब का नाम है द माइडस्ट्री। छोटी बड़ी पार्टी, गैदरिंग्स और कॉन्फ्रेंसेस के लिए सरी की सेंट्रल लोकेशन में 40 से लेकर 1000 लोगों की कैपेसिटी वाला शानदार हॉल है बॉलीवुड बैंक्वेट हॉल। प्राइवेट केटरिंग और अपनी अगली इवेंट के लिए इन्हें फ़ोन करें 604-598-2700 पर। Custom-made lighting fixtures and chandeliers for your home, banquet halls, gurdwaras and businesses are available at the one and only King of Lights. Call Billa at 604-961-6474 for your one-of-a-kind lighting designs. मेहंदी के लेटेस्ट डिजाइन्स और कई सालों का तजुर्बा लेकर मेहंदी डिजाइन्स बाय इति एक जाना माना नाम है। हर मौके पर और एक्सक्लूसिव ब्राइडल मेहंदी के लिए कांटेक्ट करें मेहंदी डिजाइन्स बाय इति को 604-831-7728 पर। Your favorite Indian snack food, samosas, are now more readily available than ever before. Nana's Kitchen and Hot Sauces are the only HACCP-approved plant in BC where samosas are handmade and of gourmet quality. For authentic Indian sauces and delightful food options, ask for Nana's at your local grocery store. अमेरिका से चीप फ्लाइट्स के साथ-साथ अब आप यूज कर सकते हैं सस्ती पार्किंग। एयरपोर्ट पार्किंग प्राइसेस से 70% ऑफ और उसके ऊपर $3 का डिस्काउंट लें CAD14 इस्तेमाल करके। अमेरिका के किसी भी एयरपोर्ट में पार्किंग के लिए आज ही जाएं globalairportparking.com पर। आज हम हाईक्रॉफ्ट मैनर्स से आपके लिए ये शो लेकर आ रहे हैं। यहाँ पर आज एक फंड रेजर हो रहा है विच इज़ टाइटल्ड मिस्टिक ऑफ इंडिया। तो फंड रेजर इस मैनर को इम्प्रूव करने के लिए हो रहा है। इस मैनर की बहुत पुरानी हिस्ट्री है। 1902 से लेकर 1909 तक इस बिल्डिंग को बनाया गया और उसके बाद 1911 में यहाँ पर मक्रे फैमिली मूव हुई। एडी मक्रे एक बिजनेसमैन पॉलिटिशियन थे जो कि कई इंडस्ट्रीज़ में इन्वॉल्व थे। उसके बाद वो कनाडा के MP रहे, सेनेटर रहे और 1940s में ये फैमिली यहाँ से मूव हो गई। उसके बाद इस बिल्डिंग को बेचा गया फेडरल गवर्नमेंट को सिर्फ $1 में और उसके कुछ सालों के बाद यहाँ पर यूनिवर्सिटी वुमेंस क्लब ने इस बिल्डिंग को ख़रीदा कोई $30,000 के करीब में। तब से लेकर अब तक इस बिल्डिंग की बहुत पुरानी हिस्ट्री है। एंड आई हैव टू से हिस्ट्री एंड ट्रैवलिंग आर सम ऑफ माई पैशंस। तो इसी बात पर क्यों ना एक हिस्टोरिकल गीत आपको दिखाएं।
मौसम की अदला बदली में पवन गुलाबी हो जाती है। हाँ मैंने छू कर देखा है। हाँ मैंने छू कर देखा है। रात सरक कर चलते चलते बिल्कुल आधी हो जाती है। हाँ मैंने छू कर देखा है। बदली में
इस वक्त हम कैरी गिब्सन के साथ हैं जो कि यूनिवर्सिटी वुमेंस क्लब ऑफ वैंकूवर की मेंबर हैं। आज जो फंड रेजर हुआ है उसकी ये कोऑर्डिनेटर भी हैं, तो आइए उनसे मुलाकात करते हैं। Hi Carrie, welcome to our show.
Thank you for having me.
So tell me a little bit about the fundraiser. So what was this about, and how did you think of the theme?
I'm not sure how I thought of the theme. It just seemed like an interesting juxtaposition between this very English house and just the spice and the color. I just always wanted to add a little pizzazz to this. It just seemed like a perfect backdrop for that. that. And the fundraiser itself came out of necessity. We need a lift in Hycroft, and unfortunately, we don't seem to be eligible for grants, and so we're just going to have to work for it the old-fashioned way. And you know, I don't do baking, so I'll throw parties.
Nice. And hopefully you've raised lots of funds.
We are doing very well, thank you. And it's not just these parties. It's raised awareness so that at each party more people hear about what we need to do. And even if it's doing more accessibility within the community, I had announced some rather horrifying statistics at the last party, that at the current rate of financing with City Hall, all the curb cuts will not be installed or repaired until 320 years. Yes, I know, that seems a bit ridiculous, doesn't it, right? A curb cut, it seems like a standard issue. Anyway, apparently the noise that we've been generating, someone hurt, and I received an email, thankfully, and there is a plan in place to speed that up.
Nice.
A lot.
Nice.
But so basically, not only is the awareness, is also the practical need of supplying a lift for this heritage mansion.
Yeah, awesome. Well, good luck with your efforts, and we hope to see you soon.
Thank you.
तो हमारी मुलाकात हुई कैरी गिब्सन के साथ, जिन्होंने इस फंडरेज़र को कोऑर्डिनेट किया। ये फंडरेज़र है हाईक्रॉफ्ट मैनर के लिए, जहाँ पर लिफ्ट नहीं है, एलिवेटर नहीं है, और अगर इस जगह को एक्सेसिबल बनाना है कि सब लोग यहाँ पर आ सकें, तो यहाँ पर लिफ्ट बहुत ज़रूरी है, व्हीलचेयर एक्सेसिबिलिटी बहुत ज़रूरी है। उसके लिए ये फंडरेज़र था, बॉलीवुड स्टाइल का मिस्टिक ऑफ इंडिया इस फंडरेज़र का नाम था। और कैरी का हम शुक्रिया अदा करना चाहते हैं कि जिनकी बदौलत हमें इस फंडरेज़र में हिस्सा लेने का मौका मिला। आज हम आपके लिए ये प्रोग्राम लेकर आए हैं हाईक्रॉफ्ट मैनर से। वैंकूवर की ये एक हेरिटेज बिल्डिंग है जो कि 1902 में बनाई गई थी या बनानी शुरू हुई थी, और यहाँ पर आज एक फंड रेज़र हो रहा है जो कि इस मैनर को यूनिवर्सिटी वुमेंस क्लब की तरफ से ये फंड रेज़र हो रहा है जो कि इस मैनर को व्हील चेयर एक्सेसिबल बनाएगा। तो इस मैनर को आज की इवेंट्स को हम और एक्सप्लोर करेंगे, आपके लिए लेकर आएंगे। पर आइए अब देखते हैं एक गीत।
दीवाने ने मुझको भी कर डाला दीवाना। मैंने उसके शहर को छोड़ा, उसकी गली में दिल को तोड़ा, फिर भी सीने में धड़कता है ये दिल। मैंने दिल से उसे निकाला, जो ना करना था कर डाला, फिर भी याद उसी को करता है ये दिल। ये दिल है दीवाना, दीवाना है ये दिल।
सो दैट्स इट माय फ्रेंड्स। प्रोग्राम देखने के लिए बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया। आप अपना फीडबैक हमें ज़रूर भेजिएगा hamaaraandaaz@gmail.com पर। So we'll see you next week, and from Hycroft Manor, this is goodbye.
दीवाना मुझे ऐसे करके आके मुझसे ना तू चुरा, कभी तो मेरे दिल की सदाएं सुन ले जाने जा। जुबा है तेरा दिल तो जुबा है मेरे भी अरमा, कहे ये मेरी धड़कन, तू ही तो है मेरी दुनिया।